All right, good morning, people. Today is the 12th of February, right? 22, right? We have some good news for you. You know, the trucker thing, the states coming back, things opening up, that's one topic. But here's a very hot topic, right? That sometimes leads the news. This scene about Russia to invade Ukraine and how the U.S. is concerned and all these big talks, right? Okay, we have some news for you right now that will happen. Now, Biden is making the call right now today at 11 o'clock. It's now 11:09. I'll show you in a second on the clock. He's making the call to Putin, okay? The call hasn't even gone through yet, okay? It's not even done. We're going to tell you what's going to happen. Now, watch. We're going to Google right now. Current time, Palm Beach. Present time, Palm Beach.
The time in Palm Beach, Florida is 11:10 a.m.
Okay, it's 11:10 here right now. We just Googled that. Thank you, Paige and Bryn, the Google boys. All righty, here's the good news. You ready? Okay. I just saw on Axios, our news service, okay? We like Axios, right? Look what it says today, Axios. High stakes call. Biden and Putin, high stakes call, okay? And in here it says, oh my golly, first of all, it covers the Canadian police handling the trucker thing, okay, all that. One big thing, high stakes call. We're going to show you people how you can do things. No, we're going to remind you, as we have in the last several talks, how you really do things and forget. You don't realize. You think, well, okay, I did that, but nothing to it, right? We're going to do something right now. The call is just starting, okay? It'll be an hour call? I don't know. But they're done with the call, but we're telling you right now, at this minute, right? Right now, what time did we just show it was? Just a little after 11:10, we told you. Now, they sure aren't through their 11 o'clock call yet. 11 o'clock our time, East time, and Moscow's a few hours forward, right? All righty. This is interesting, okay? Remember this. We told you, we asked you, hey, have you ever heard of anyone that did this, or have you done it? You thought of someone, and the phone rang, and there they were, right? And I said, hey, well, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but we both know one thing, don't we? You weren't using bodies to talk, right? So you can just talk to Putin. Or, hey, you'll see why. You may want to talk to Biden, okay? Okay? And maybe you can, maybe you can't. The little one you did, you think local, your friend called you, you know, your coworker, your spouse, all right. And you can't do this? Well, you're talking about non-physical things, beings, people. So it really doesn't matter. It's only by your own consideration, okay? But in here, here's something very important. We're telling you right now, we're going to do it to help. It's our job. We're back on the job, whoever in God's name we are, okay? And this is the Palm Beach phone, and this is the Washington, D.C. phone, different area code. We're sitting right here in Palm Beach now, but we work out of Washington, D.C. sometimes. God help them. Getting our nose into other people's business. We have to keep it lighthearted because you know what? The good news is when we get done talking, you're going to find out it is very lighthearted. In fact, things aren't really as bad as the media, some of them might make us think that. A lot of decent ones we talked about, like Stephanie Rule and that Goodman lady on Democracy Now! And you name it. There's tons of beautiful souls trying. And some of their fellow other media people, you know, are making it sound worse than it is by leaving out parts and this and that. And they've done it to both parties. To the Biden people here, they did it to Trump and Giuliani both. We'll point out again, as we have in the past, how they lied. And you'll see it about both of those by cutting things from the first part of what they said. Now, they had enough mess-ups, so they certainly handed a lot of red meat. The Trump people, the most recent people, they handed a lot of red meat to the media, and they got Biden elected, okay? But the good news is on Biden and Trump both. They're both the same in one way. You ready? They don't want to blow the world up, nor does Putin. Here it is. Here's our guy. Watch, I'm going to tell you what the mess up is. Only not even 11:15 yet. So the call isn't over. We're going to tell you right now what's going to happen in the call, okay? Yeah. Because we've been telling you to take a look and realize, yeah, they aren't evil. Look at Reagan and Gorbachev got together, 4 summits, those fancy meetings over 2 years, and no more nukes. Oh, you know, the god-awful Russians. Well, Trump covered it when Bill O'Reilly talked to Trump before he was elected, remember? Trump says, hey, Trump, you say Putin's a good guy, but Putin's a killer. And Trump said, and I quote, and go Google it, the Trump, or rather, Trump says, hey, lots of killers out there, comma. You don't think that we're so innocent, do you? What did he just say? My takeaway is, one, he doesn't like killing. We got all the goof ups. I'm not here to talk about that. Here's the good stuff. Biden does not want killings. You see? You know, Trump got Kim Jong-un in North Korea to say, yeah, gee, jumping up and down, no more nukes, yeah. He must have said that. He couldn't have said, hey, scum, get rid of your nukes. We'll keep on bullying you. And now that I'm in charge, even more so. No. And I believe Trump was sincere, but he had people in the West Wing, as Biden has, and we're going to point this out, okay, who mean well just as well. No, they're not evil. They mean well, but they're going a wrong way. We're going to show you how this call is going to turn out differently than what they said. Ready? Okay, here it is. Here it is. High stakes call. High stakes call. We're only about 11:15 right now, and the call just began, okay? And even though you and I may not think we can hear them and know what they're saying, right? We're going to show you some mistakes made, right? The bleak scene is from video released by Russian Defense Ministry showing Russian tanks and armored vehicles drilling with Belarusian forces at a firing range in Belarus, right? Which borders Ukraine. Look at this horrible thing. They open up with, oh my God, the Russian people are moving in, right? But wait a minute. Tucker Carlson on the warmongering Fox station, good guys mean well, but right? He went against his old guys. We told you the last couple of days. He said, wait a minute. Russia's not the aggressor. We're the aggressor. We, along with NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right now, you know, and kind of forcing Russia to pull up. But because you and I know, we're reminded of the such god-awful, rotten things that Russia has done, as O'Reilly tried to tell Trump, right? Therefore, we believed, and they did. They went into Crimea, whatever, and took over that, tried to grow the Soviet back together when Reagan got Gorbachev to take it all apart. Yeah. Perestroika and glasnost, those two terms combined mean that Gorbachev allowed the people to get their places back and their rights to live and work and have their money, you see? Yeah, that's what Gorbachev really was. He never was evil or meant, he just got caught up in the run of things. So here we go. The bleak scene. Oh, Russian tanks. Oh, why it matters. Either it's propaganda in Vladimir Putin's epic faking, feint, F-E-I-N-T, like in hockey, or a prelude to what President Biden told reporters on January 25th could be the largest invasion of Europe since World War II. It would change the world. Well, Biden's correct, it surely would. This lie that he's being told like it will occur. No, it's not going to. You're going to see today, I'm telling you right now, before it's 20 minutes after 11, they just began the call, right? Guess what? I'm telling you right now, I told you before, we titled these things, there's not going to be a war. There's not going to be a war. No, there's not going to be a war. No warski. No. Nope, no war. Okay, good. So either way, Putin, age 69, has the world on edge and on the move. What? No, wait, Tucker Carlson of the Fox warmongering guys, bless their hearts, says, what? I'm repeating this. We told you in the other tape. No. Hey, yo, sub dog, we're not. No. Russia, Putin's not the aggressor. We are. Hello? It's happened. We're going in for regime changes. Listen to what Miss America, Heart and Soul, and directly evidence of God hanging around, Tulsi Gabbard told you. Google Tulsi Gabbard on regime changes versus, hey, let's build, not bomb. Maybe take a couple dollars and give it to the homeless that you're blowing $1 trillion for every 10 or 20 year invasion you've blown. How about $30 to feed the people you starved? That you starved, you see? Here we go. Okay, either way, Putin, age 69, has the world on edge. No, he does not have the world on edge, according to Tucker Carlson, this brave guy with integrity for a minute, right? Yeah, Tucker Carlson. That's Tucker Carlson doing you a great big favor, and Joe Biden is trying to do you a great big favor, but he's being beaten up by his guys. Oh, bless them. Oh, bless their hearts. For his own good, we have to shoot Putin because he's going to do something. And of course, people will get all frustrated and enraged by spookers, right? And they'll go push a button and then the world's over, right? Joe Biden's a pretty calm, cool customer, and believe me, Trump did not want these fake wars either. They're identical in that way. So either way, okay, so Biden and Putin are to hold a high-stakes phone call, right? Today at the U.S. As the U.S. and other Western nations warn, a war in Ukraine could ignite at any moment. They warned. They've been fed the same crock. Okay, Putin requested the telephone call for Monday. You see, okay. See, Biden on Friday said, hey, we're going to do this call. Putin said, God, could we make it Monday? No. But he requested, give us a little time, you aggressors, to respond to your aggressing, see? You see? Tell the truth. We're independent, okay? We're not biased. We're youist, okay, for you. Okay, good. This is I'm borrowing from some of the works of Hubbard, the common sense way. What do you mean? He didn't make up common sense, you. But Hubbard reminded me some things I just may not have known or perhaps forgotten. Okay, good. So Putin requested the call for Monday, but a White House official told Reuters, but Biden wanted it sooner. Biden did? No. It says White House officials told Reuters knew. Okay, Florida National Guard troops who were training Ukrainian forces were ordered out of the country by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Oh yeah, the thing we're going to start. You might as well move our people out so we have fewer body bags, right? The deal we're going to start. Tucker Carlson, don't blame me. Tucker Carlson. He's got your heart, soul, body, and life in mind. Yeah, it's real simple, isn't it? You don't want wars. Tucker don't want wars. Biden doesn't want wars. And Biden's advisors don't, but they're making heirs. Poor little dears. Okay, right. The State Department today ordered most U.S. staff to leave the embassy in Kiev, right? Due to the continued threat of Russian military action. Well, if that's true, how come Fox News, the Republican warmongering machine, you see, Trump wasn't, but they are, right? Tucker's saying, no. Russia's due to the continued Russian threat of military action. The travel advisor says U.S. citizens should not travel to Ukraine, and those in Ukraine should depart immediately because of the threats we're making to Putin. Right? Tucker, don't blame me, Tucker. Tucker is right. Go dare confront, duplicate, and listen to Tucker, and you'll find out what right is again, like you used to have the right to. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, during a call today with Secretary of State Tony Blinken, right, accused the U.S. and its allies of pursuing a propaganda campaign. My God, they must know Tucker the truth guy, okay? In alleging Russian aggression, you see? The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, again, during a call today with Secretary of State Tony Blinken, Biden's guy, right? Russia's accusing the U.S. and its allies of pursuing a propaganda campaign, quote unquote, in alleging Russian aggression against Ukraine. Bloomberg writes from Moscow's readout. At least he said accusing. Wow, thanks. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan warned from the White House podium yesterday. See the guy? See, he's got your life in his hands? Yeah. We are in the window when an invasion could begin at any time. It could begin during the Olympics. Oh my God, wreck our lives some more for the lies. Okay, all right? Yeah, we love it. All right. Despite a lot of speculation that it would only happen after the Olympics, which close next weekend. The U.S., here it is, ready? Quote, the U.S., not Biden, the U.S. picked up intelligence that Russia is looking at Wednesday as a target date. A U.S. official told AP. I didn't see Biden's name there, no. Okay, good. Okay, but the White House underscored that the U.S. doesn't know for sure, oh, thank God, whether Putin is committed to invading. Zoom out. On January 18th, Blinken told Tommy Vitor and Ben Rhodes for their Pod Save the World podcast why this is bigger than Ukraine. Oh, good. So Blinken, our Secretary of State, says this is bigger than Ukraine. Now, here is why I like Tony Blinken, our little Yale guy, okay? Blue White Bulldogs out of New Haven, Connecticut. Wow! Skull and Bone Society, like my friend Bush told us, right? Our Yale guy, Tony Blinken, I like him. Here is the greatest you'll ever hear from God. Tony Blinken, Biden's guy. See, they had to do the media had to do a mix a bunch of crap to scare us so that they can sell their services? No. They're getting this from people trying to get you all blowed up because they mean well. It's good to get you blowed up. Ooh, you haven't had a good ouch for a long time, Nah. Okay, so zoom out. On January 18th, Blinken, our Secretary of State, Biden's, told these two guys on this podcast called Pod Save the World, okay, why this is bigger than Ukraine. You've got one country, Russia, by its actions saying that it can just change the borders of its neighbor by force. Okay, this sounds rational. Okay, he's saying that Russia says that. Okay, and maybe Putin's kind of back into that by his wonderful advisors. We're going to tell you why into the wrongs are going on in a second. We already told you before. Okay, and if we let that go, let Russia, change its borders, right? Of its neighbors by force. Okay, if we let that go with impunity, then I think we open a huge Pandora's box where it is not just Ukraine, it's other autocratic countries around the world like Russia that say we're going to do this too. You see? And that is a recipe for conflict, a recipe for chaos. It's a recipe for human suffering, and it's a recipe for undermining, right? Undermining, mining, democracy. Get the latest, okay? So, what did he just say? Oh, yeah, that's a recipe for conflict, a recipe for chaos, a recipe for human suffering. Okay? All right. Who's doing that? If we let that go, Russia changing borders and taking over things, right? Then I think we open a huge Pandora's box where it's not just Ukraine, it's other autocratic, self-ruling, not democratic, autocratic countries around the world like Russia that say we're going to do this too, right? Well, actually, Tulsi Gabbard, a human that's not a psychotic cockroach, excuse me for degrading such comparatives as psychotic cockroaches. She's Tulsi Gabbard, to me, you, me, we, they, us, believe me. She's a lot like Jill Biden. Jill Biden is Miss America with the most beautiful heart and soul and clueless as to what politics are. She has none of that garbage in her. Politics having become a bit of a derogatory thing allowed by us. Okay, good. Now, so here's the thing. Here we go, you guys. All right, it's 16 minutes into the call, and we began the call at what time? What time did we begin that call? Let's have a look. 10:10. We've been gabbing 16 minutes, okay? Okay, actually, yes. Now, it's 11:26. The call's still on. You would think, I would think. Okay? No, it's going to succeed. I gave you a little rant and raving noise and stuff. I'm just a country bumper here, bumping along the country, right? A volunteer, you see? It's on our little DC phone here. We're telling you what we found on the Palm Beach phone about the time. Okay? Now, here we go, guys. We're the volunteer guys. Yeah. Okay, they're not going to have a war. Well, we told you that before. No, they're not going to have a war. They don't want to have a war. No, they all mean well. There's nothing wrong with anybody. No, but there's nothing wrong with a person. Because a person is a being, so it's a not thing. So how can it be things? Wrongs are things. How can you be, right? Never what you do. Don't let them think so. That's how people control people or try to. And never what you do. Do something good, get credit. Not good, fix it best you can. But are you what you do? If you make shoes, no, even a good batch, are you shoes? I don't know. But because Einstein put his heart on his sleeve there and mentioned some things besides 2 and 2 is 4 and that kind of stuff. Remember, he said, I do not know what weapons will be used to fight World War III. But I do know that World War IV, oh gosh, it'll be fought with sticks and stones. Break your bones. Names will never hurt you, huh? Yeah, Einstein. Yeah, what a guy. And he also said, hey, a negative person will always find a problem in every solution. Woo! I like him, to say the least. As a sidebar, they also asked Einstein one day, hey, Al, my dog, what's up? Einstein, how's it feel to be the smartest person in the world? And he said, go ask Nick Tesla. The one that died in the 40s, 46, right? Elon Musk named the car after him. Maybe they're the same person, you see? New body. They say when you die, you don't get a new body, right? Yeah. But Einstein, pretty smart guy, because they said, hey, is the smartest man in the world. How's it feel to be the smartest man in the world? How's it feel? Why don't you ask Nick Tesla? Al Einstein was plenty smart enough to recognize that Tesla was not some dumb clock. He invented electricity, Tesla, the kind we can use, alternating current. They wouldn't believe me. He said, here, use my body. Run it through this hand, through my body, the other hand. Sup? He did many things, invented many things. Look up Nikola Tesla, Nick Tesla. Yeah, born, I don't know where the hell he was born. Belarus, Russia, Latvia, someplace, I don't know. Quite a guy. Yeah. Tom Edison got the credit because he knew how to market and sell for electricity that we can use. AC, DC, rather than just one side of it. Yeah. So, Al Einstein, he cares about you. He's got your heart. No more than Joe Biden. Joe Biden, Putin, Biden's guys in the West Wing, they just differ. Okay? You know, the lockdown of the, the COVID thing, it turns out, yeah, the good news there is, guys, it looks like they're turning the corner. Even the so-called Democrat states are kind of opening up more now. It was a management thing. Nobody meant wrong. No, you got a brilliant speaker, this Dr. Fauci. No, he's a brilliant speaker. His talent is beyond belief. You think he wanted to kill people? No. Are the results where things aren't so good? No. The vax isn't killing people. Oh, if you might get sick of this or that. That's always the case. Come on. No. But the management of shutting things down so people would die of the virus of starvation in looking back. No, he didn't plan that. He didn't want that. No, I don't buy that. No. I don't buy that Biden's people in the West Wing are against survival, even though they gave him some advice that isn't good. Because remember, during a flustered moment, my God, this or that, some might push the button. And then we're all blowed up, and Al Einstein is going to feel bad. He's going to feel bad, yeah. He'll know it. So you see, people, we're just speaking to you, and we label some of these talks. Here's a little tip from the Scientology guy who worked his guts out. You know, what did they call an overnight success? A flash in the pan? No question about it. Now, I'll tell you, this Hubbard guy worked, just got a 3 in front of it. And I still don't know. I'll have to ask somebody. It's either 33 or 38 years out of his pocket, working his guts out for you guys. Oh, don't worry. Of course, you know he's not bad. It's only a small percent that have a desperation to demonize and make people fool. The psychotically delusory concept that they can make people fool. And psychotics are not. They weren't that way as spirits from way back. No, it's just a current condition or operating state that was of recent times sort of evolved. A comment from Hubbard. I love borrowing from this guy Hubbard. The guy has it together. You know, he's done some homework. We're gonna find a page here. This is very good. This is a series of talks called Congresses. This series is called The State of Man by L. Ron Hubbard. Oh gosh, you want those. They're so good. That's why I'm borrowing. We only hurried this talk a little because they just began talking. I don't know if they're still on. They probably are. It's only, 11:30 maybe? What time is she now? It is now 11:32. So they've been on 32 minutes, assuming they clicked, Tech Talk. They clicked at 11, got on. Yo, sup, dog, how are you? Vladimir, my man, my dog. It's Joe, you know me. Come on over and knock back a couple. Yeah, we told you about Camp David, the most genius, by the way, of all things, similar to they're doing it today on the phone, only they come on over, throw some shrimp on the Barbie, we'll have a cookout. It's the greatest thing ever, because they stop whatever the heck they were doing against each other, the countries. They get together and say, every president from however back since the thing was opened up, that woodsy Camp David, right outside the White House in Maryland. Was it lodged in some tents or cabins? I don't know what they got, but it's the greatest thing on earth. It gets you back into calm. Oh, speaking of that, that's what they're doing today. Oh, well, say it isn't so. Yeah, I think it's so great. People, I'm half happy and blown out. I can hardly talk, frankly, I can hardly talk. Yeah. See, you wrote a note down here on Access. Anthony Blinken, genius. We wrote that note today for the top. He's a genius. He just gave you an impartial now historical thing. It looks like Russia is going to forcibly change the borders of Ukraine. It looks like the Putster is trying to go back to make it the Union, the Soviet Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Grabbed all the countries they did before. It's no longer the Soviet Union, USSR. No, it's just Russia. Why? Because Reagan, who wasn't doing too bad in this area, got together again with Gorbachev, Vladimir, my man. How do we know Gorbachev's wife, Raisa's name? Raisa, R-A-I-S-A. How do we know her name? Because they're hanging so much. Yeah, I'm telling you. No. Reagan didn't make Gorby anything. No, he just did roll back. It's amazing. I wanted to thank Reagan, to say goodbye and thank him for things he'd done. How I got there, I don't know. I thanked him. He just was being Reagan. Was he better than you? I don't think so. He's one of those modest guys like Teddy Roosevelt, number 26, president. They said, "You're a genius." No, the worker bee. Sup? He's done. He went back to firemen and stuff, you know? Yeah. He just drove to Elliott, played a little polo stick and ball. That means personal practice. Over there by Meadowbrook Polo Club, way in close. That part of Long Island, in close to Manhattan, you see. Whereas polo today, predominantly on Long Island, is out in the Hamptons, 85 miles out from Long Island, from Manhattan. Sorry, you know. Meadowbrook Polo Club implies it's the oldest polo club in the U.S., whereas Myopia in Boston, they say they are. Did you know this? In the 40s, trivia, this is what you tuned in to hear. In the 40s, on Long Island alone, there were over 40 polo clubs there. Wow, something to do. You know, it's great for the kids, riding horses, Western, English, whatever. It's a great thing. One of the great things for the kids to do. Playing baseball is kind of good. All this stuff. Give them a happy thing to put their attention on. So Blinken, we wrote it down. We got it written down. Anthony Blinken, genius. Today's notes. Yeah. This is Saturday. See the date? We wrote a little note there. Yep. This is so good. So somebody gave us a false flag thing, you know? Just like your truckers. Okay. Your truckers. To talk about that for a second, were the most unreal, nobody saw it coming. You could hear a pin drop. But I'm going to show you the good of this, because they're going to pull it away now. They just made their point. You could hear a pin drop. The Republican TV thing, you know, the Fox guys. Google it, see what they said. And the CNN and MSNBC, kind of the Democrat ones, right? They both said, oh my gosh, this isn't a left or right thing. It isn't a right or a left thing. It's a right or wrong. No, they said it isn't a Republican or Democrat thing. They're whispering like, oh my gosh, what is this? And no, the truckers are the most quiet, peaceful, hard-working guys who work 8 and 10-hour shifts non-stop. My goodness sakes. Oh, they just got together and showed up. But a false flag, okay, it turned out one of them spoke. There was sort of a war room, a planning room, you know, by that Trudeau guy in Canada, his guy, that somebody said, and they'd planned to do some degrading of the truckers, because they pulled in, you know, filling up the roads, and, you know, and the Trudeau, you know, looks like, I don't know him. I knew his dad a little bit, but just out of the accident. He was a hockey player. His dad was a big right wing, 6'4", went up and down the right lane there. He was a good hockey player. I mean, played some hockey, yeah. And but this one here, a trucker said, you know, they had a war room and planned to do some false labeling of us, calling us riot types like January 6th, and, you know, and wild, and a false flag operation, putting up Nazi posters and stuff and flags, right? And the attacks on the truckers and their demonstrators just were met with silence, and just, I don't know. So those guys have lost their homes. They're living in their trucks. They get the wife and the kids. They have nothing left, because they were blocked from going into Canada or coming out. Again, this is the past now. No, things are better. The turnaround. They couldn't go into Canada or come back out, carrying supplies back and forth for the car makers and all this stuff, unless they prove they have a shot. Maybe they didn't have a slip with them. It's kind of rough when you're driving, you know, who knows, whatever. And they're blocked from bringing parts for the big car makers, Honda, Toyota, GM, Ford, and Chrysler in Canada, and then from Canada, some parts being made for the car maker factories in the U.S. And they've had to shut down some of those and lay off different shifts. Yeah? Right now, since the trucker thing happened. No, they were doing that before. The truckers were shut down. The management. Oh, this is a management thing. Come on, these aren't evil. You can't sit there and tell me the Trudeau guy is evil. No, I don't. He didn't look evil. His management thing, it wasn't perfect. Not like us. No, it wasn't perfect. So this is all in the past. The good news is it's gone. Some are still hanging there. The truckers blocking the 3 main bridges to Canada, and, you know, and some of the demonstrators. And they got the police out to threaten and stuff, you know, and all this stuff. You know, but these are pretty peaceful people. They're just truckers. They'd honk their horns, and then they get a ticket. Now, if they honk their horn, so they rev their motors, but they're homeless. This one person was there, the wife and the kids. This beautiful blonde radio station manager was saying, geez, I had to come out here and see, you know. She's from Vancouver or something, drove all the way wherever she's from. And I had to see what this was. I just had to see. And she says she found this one trucker, and the wife's crying, and the kids, they don't have a home anymore because they've been blocked from going into Canada or out because they didn't have shots or something, or somebody had allergies, they didn't dare, whatever. They're losing their home. You know what happened? This other trucker there, he says, I'm going to pay your mortgage right now this month. It brings tears, yeah. Oh, these are really bad or evil people. The one labeling them are not bad or evil. It's a mistake. People, I've got some good news at the end, a little looper here, okay? We're going to loop back. Imagine that, being loopy. Yeah, let's keep it lighthearted, okay? All right. So, it's opening up, and well, I mean, I don't know how much. Right now, part of it opened a little and this and that, whatever. Tune in, you'll see it. But nobody, again, the Fox News, the Republican side, and the Democrat side stations said, oh, my goodness sakes, what's this? Nobody realized. When you and I leave anywhere, leave home, leave this place or that, the truckers are always driving right through with us. The car we're in, we're on location, by the way, in Palm Beach. We're parked here now. Some talk to the camera while they're driving. We're so righteous, we don't do that. And you know, every part of the car you have, the truckers carried. The cargo ships brought 95% of everything to us, to the ports, and the trucks carry everything we have. Well, the cup of coffee you got out of McDonald's, maybe they brought the coffee over to it. Every part of your car, every part, all your clothes, food, water, right? The parts of your house, they carried those. Oh yeah, they did. The lumber, the nails, the tape measure thing, the tools. They're not talkers or riders. They're just working so hard and can't wait to get the truck stop and, you know, empty a cup of mud. In the Marines, we used to call coffee a cup of mud. So they tried to paint these guys bad. No, they're not evil people. Do I sound too nice and too fair? No, it's called the truth. Hubbard, this guy Hubbard, oh yeah, he's real bad. Because of him, I found it out a lot sooner than I might have, had I ever returned to what really is going on with people. We're going to tell you in a second. So anyway, the talk, can we do a time check now? Okay, let's see if the talk's over, guys. We're going to get back to that. The trucker thing we'll get to in a minute, okay? Let's see what we got here. Okay. Current time in Palm Beach.
The time in Palm Beach, Florida is 11:42 a.m.
Okay, they've been gabbing away, 11:42, you know, cup of mud, pull a cork. I don't know what they're doing, right? Yeah. You know darn well what they're doing. Anthony Blinken just told you. He said, well, look, historically, here's kind of the pattern. And it's been kind of not okay. And it looks like that maybe Russia, you know, the Soviet Union ended, it dissolved, thanks to Reagan, being a buddy to Gorby. You know? Remember he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Here's what I never got. Now, Gorbachev, where's he from? Russia. Okay, that's over there. And the wall was in East, you know, Berlin, Germany, separating the two sides. What's he doing there? Well, he came in and, you know, dominated a lot. They tore the wall down, remember? Separating East Berlin and West Berlin. You couldn't cross, right? But they're Germany, they're Berlin, right? Tore it down, and the people looked at each other from either side and said, hey, we don't hate each other. That middler we talked to you about till we're blue, which rhymes with Jew as far as my heart and soul goes. That middler, to me, is the most golden soul of golden souls. For this reason, she did a song called From a Distance. It's about the Berlin Wall. From a Distance. But Biden and Putin are getting together on the phone, cutting the distance, okay? From a Distance, the song is labeled, You Look Like My Friend, Even Though We Are at War, right? Yeah. And on about the bombs, can't comprehend, and God is watching us from a distance. Google it. It's a neat song. It's really a neat song. It really is. And I always bother you with this, and I have been, am, and I will never stop. Wow, is she something. I ask you two things about her. What kind of a person would know about that from a distance? You look like my friend, even though we are at war. Well, actually, Biden knows. You'll see, because there's not going to be any war. I'm going to tell you right now before the call's over what they're saying, okay? And I'm going to tell you because you could have been telling me if you just cranked it up again. And we're going to show you how to crank that up again. That little think of someone they call, there they are. We're going to show you how to unpack, unlayer things so you can do it. So Bette Midler, what kind of a person would know about that? You look like my friend, even though we're at war. You know, from a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. And then I asked you, not only what kind of a person would know about that, but part two is my favorite. What kind of a person would tell you about that? To Bette Midler. To me, if that's what Jew is, I'm a Jew. Well, it's no difference. The Jews. Someone said this. I didn't know this. Guys, all the major religions, now probably have the same basic thing. The golden rule, they just do the wording a little. I think the Jews say, do not make another suffer the way you would want to. Well, how do the Christians say it? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What's the difference? There is no difference. Hey, don't be picking on Kamala Harris. Oh, I got all the wrongs or one or two. No. She summed it up. They did the debates. Which Democratic candidate will become the nominee? Okay. And they said, okay, each of you take turns, sum it up. Give us your one-line closing thing. And one said this and one said that. Okay, Kamala Harris, what's your thing? What's your thing? She said, you know what? She just let herself be known as the most folksy, simple thing without even trying. She says, we got a lot more in common than we don't. And you know what we have in common? Yeah, you're all the same. Every being is basically good. Hubbard reminded me of it. Is that okay, guys? If something is good, is it bad? Don't go there. So more in common than we don't. Kamala Harris said, no, I was a Republican, guys, for 320 trillion years. So don't go saying I'm a Democrat. I'm independent, like my favorite woman there. Huh? Oprah Winfrey. Did she give a talk on that? Oh my God. Google her talk visiting Stacey Abrams' campaign when Stacey was running for what, governor or Congress? I don't know. Oprah cut in and said, hi, I'm Oprah Winfrey. I invited myself down here and I paid my way, and here's what I got to tell you. Never mentioned the Stacey Abrams candidate. No, I love it. She says, hey, I've earned the right to like and vote for whomever I want. And you know what? I'm an independent. I voted for Republicans, Democrats, and really, what's your problem? Because Mike Pence tried to say she's a Hollywood liberal. She's never been in Hollywood. She's in Chicago. Her estate and her studios, they're in Chicago. She's never been in Hollywood. Her private plane, if she had, went straight west toward Hollywood and did a hookup up north. It's called Santa Barbara, 130 or so miles north. Big polo club there. Yeah. No, she's never been to Hollywood. She's not a Democrat, not a liberal. She's Oprah, Miss Big Heart. Yeah, people are mad at Oprah and what's her name, Michelle Obama, two incredibly beautiful, big souls that owed their country that they run for office, that they'd have become president in 2 seconds. They're probably sick of the crap, you know. So now we have this thing where Biden and Vladimir, excuse the mask, guys. You know, the COVID mask is fashionable, but we told you that's not why we're wearing it. We had a little wreck, you know, trying out this little horse. We had a disagreement on how good I was. Apparently not very good. She's 1,200, I'm 180, so bang, you know how it is, yeah. So we're covering up the 1-year venture to get the implants takes a year, and the temporary dentures are a bit of a problem. If we check into that. So it takes a year, so we're covering that. Doing you a favor, they finally pull out the rest of the ones that weren't broken from the smash. Not knowing how to manage a horse. So there you go. So that's what happened there. But we've never been talking about me or any group I'm in. No, we're only talking about you to remind you that underneath is the rest of you. You're using about 1/1000th of the beingness that you used to use. Borrowing from some of the worked his guts out homework. This guy did it right here. Yeah, you better believe there's the best buddy you'll ever have to get you back to being the best buddy you are to yourself, him. They only do one thing. The only one thing. They enable you to find out things that you already know. And they're only called a church, God, a religion, because of the oldest and truest definition going way back, this simply because they address it as a being, a spirit, rather than a body. They don't introduce any beliefs or cancel any. Go for it. Save the diaper money, guys. Don't let anybody take something of yours. I'm going to tell you something he said. It'll sound kind of good. So again, if something is good, is it bad? He said this. Don't believe any of the stuff he came up with. He only worked to dig up some stuff. Here, he gifted it to a nonprofit for ethical distribution, hope to God. Okay? That's the most difficult part they had, keeping the ship tight, like any company, any business, any church. You're dealing with people have layers of life. You may have one or two of those maybe mess it up and mislead us to think that they're other than beyond earth speak great that they are. These people here, the Scientology people. What does it mean? Skio, S-C-I-O means knowing, like science. Skio in science, S-C-I-O means knowing. No, it doesn't mean knowing. It means knowing in the fullest sense. Knowing in the full sense, and ology, study of knowingness, knowing how to know things, not being told or asked to believe. Nothing wrong with being told, nothing wrong with believing, right? But that stuff there, and all it does is enable you to find out things that you already know, nothing else. Now, they did investigate psychiatry for the drugging and shocking, so, oh my God, big pharma, the makers of the opioids and, millions of addicts and billions of profits had doctors lie, didn't they? Doctors don't lie. Those guys did. No, doctors I know, bust an arm, when we go and fix it. Been there. We're big on doctors. Scientologists, yeah. Yeah. Got an infection, go through stop signs. Go through red lights to get some antibiotics. You see, I mean, come on. Who's slinging this line of crap? They remind me of the truckers. They're just people. They're you who jumped in. Grabbed a little, got rid of life's layers. It's a negative gain. You'll never have to do it again. So that's it, guys. So here we are. We've got a few minutes left of our gab. Sorry about, again, the mask. The mask. Yes, patriotic. See that? Wow, is that nice? I think that's really cool, So, again, it's saying, the U.S. has picked up intelligence, a phone call. Hey, really? You think that he's going to maybe invade and before the Olympics? You ready for this? Who the hell do you think you are? Who do they think they are, thinking they can get inside Putin's phone calls? What? What the hell? You don't even know a phone he's using. Like Trump-wise, would borrow one of the people's phones that work with him. You don't know what phones he's using. You shouldn't be. You should look at the good and steer them to better directions. Look at the good they're doing. See the dumb parts they're doing. The secret sauce Hubbard came up with, and be able to get them focused on a better problem, a bigger problem, and your problem can be a sane, S-A-N-E, sane problem, and it effectively pulls their attention off of the wrong stuff they're doing, besides the pretty darn good stuff. Trump had a heck of a platform, about as Reagan and Roosevelt-esque as you can get, but some things went awry in Biden's West Wing. It's the same thing, guys. No, it's the same thing. You got people who are pretty well running in the right direction, and then they trust or count on some guys, that, will steer them wrong. A sycophant, S-Y-C-O-P-H-A-N-T, a sycophant is somebody with a hidden agenda, oh bless him, thinking it's right. No, he's right. His intentions are right. He thinks he's right, but they have hidden intentions, and they slither upon the lines of people or places of importance to extol, that's gift, the virtue, that's value of their wondrous programs. Gosh, who wrote that thing? That was pretty good. I like that one. From memory, just from memory. And so people, the good thing is, we picked up in Putin's phone call, intelligence sources say Putin, and it made a phone call. Really? Can you show? How do you know that? Yeah, Biden isn't dumb, and he looks at some of his guys, they aren't so dumb, so he trusts them and make errors. Anyway, the good news is, so back to the truckers. The truckers, they're pulling out, and they're gonna, I assume, pull out, but they want the Fox News people. The people on CNN, just the other day, was it Friday or was it Thursday? I heard them whisper, oh my gosh, that real beautiful, classy black lady on Fox, not Candace Owens, the black one, and some guy named Kane, what was his first name? Together they're talking like, oh my goodness, they won, the truckers won, meaning they got their point across. They didn't go there to shut down the bridges and wreck things so we can't get supply. No, they went saying, hey, would you please let us live our life? Trump said it right. My God, guys, get back to work so you don't die of the virus of starvation. Come on. Who are we? We're just gabbing like others again. In their car, they talk to the camera while driving. Again, to repeat, we're so righteous. Oh, we would never do that. I'm borrowing the Jay Leno speak. Remember how he talks? He was real good. So we picked up intel from Putin's calls. Can you show me someone? Well, people have ways and they cut into people's calls, but you don't know what phone he used. He wouldn't use a phone that he ever uses for an important call. He'll use other people's phones or something. And some you don't know, and whatever. Trump did it. He should, if he's trying to do something right and people are trying to mess him up. On the other hand, if he's making some mistakes, then they want to know what's in the phone call. It's just a game, guys, a game. So where are we going? All we're doing is claiming. No, we're exclaiming. To exclaim. We're guaranteeing you. Yep. We're guaranteeing you that we told you before, and we labeled these talks, the title, no war. No, there won't be. No, because neither of them want it. And when they get into calm, that's the magic, the secret sauce. Hubbard talked about this Camp David thing with a permanence to it. He didn't say Camp David. I am. Camp David, the countries are warring, sometimes. Other issues, but they're at war. That guy over there, overseas, and here we are. And our guys say, come on over and maybe we can sort something out. And the leaders don't shoot each other. No, the generals do. Okay, good. So the guy's going to come over here to Camp David. Before he leaves, he says to his general, hold off on the shooting. Hold off on the killing. I'm being a little silly, but that's what they can do. Because they really were doing it just to solve what they thought they had to do. So they're together in Camp David. Sup, dog, pull a cork, empty a cup of mud, have some barbecue, put a shrimp on the barbie, something like that, right? Yeah. When they're there, there's no warring. Don't you like it? See, you don't have to have that in the back of your mind. Well, Hubbard, this guy, oh my goodness, we're doing an event coming up. Not we, but some people I know. I'm just going to be the gopher. The gopher, yeah. Sort of a permanent Camp David. It's called the International City. This is why since there are not going to be wars from the phone call here, and they're not going to be warring, I'm just telling you, okay? Told you in advance about this call that was going to be the big showdown, right? Right? The big showdown. Oh my God. It is a big showdown, isn't it? Yeah. Huh? Isn't this a big showdown? I think it is. Yeah. High stakes call. High stakes call. See? Wow. At the top. High stakes call. To blow it up or not. So Hubbard says, no, international city. Okay? We told you the other day. This is the next step. You don't think Biden wants this? He don't care who came up with it. I don't either. It just happened to be this guy, right? By the way, if something is good, is it bad? L. Ron Hubbard. Oh my God. Good is bad? Jeez. You gonna sell the rest of your soul too? No. International city, you take the capital of, it's sort of a Camp David thing. You take the capital of each nation and plunk it into one city, one place. You can take turns like the G7, G20 summits, so they take turns to which member country will host. Well, isn't that nice? So when you have the capital of each of the city of each nation in one place, you got Camp David going. No, you got today, right now as we talk. Right now as we're talking, Biden and Putin, they may not have their bodies in the same city, but by God, they're in communication. That's simple as dumbest. It's so simple it's stupid. We told you, once I found out again, and you will again, more about it, they are doing a little bit of a Camp David thing right on the phone, kind of an international city, okay? So you permanently put the capital of every nation's city, of the city of every nation, in one city. It's the same as if it's Camp David all the time. That is the end of warring, because the theory is this, the fact is this, the noticing is this, the discovery by him, a reminder of something you knew. I can be with a wife at a party. I don't have one. At a party, we look at that couple. You've done this. I've done this. Look at them. Look at them. We're at some big gathering or at the White House. Look at them. Oh, are they a-holes or jerks? Look at them. Look how they're looking at us. Look at how they're looking at us. Some of the junk we have might be in restimulation that they reminded us of. They're just jerks. Later we meet them. They're the nicest. We have them over for a barbecue in a week. They're the best, you see. So here's what Hubbard pointed out that that's why you'll find it familiar, but maybe a little more about it. If there wasn't a need, if we didn't have the world on the brink once in a while, we wouldn't have a need. So that's why he did this homework, this guy here. If we didn't have a need, they wouldn't have had to do the homework. This guy here, Hubbard. The reason people fight, like we the couples with them, there's no communication, so there's no scoop, no reality, so there's no affinity, no liking them. So, like Hubbard said, nations are far apart, further than we the couple. At least we get to see them and realize how bad they were. Huh? Nations are far apart, so they have no scoop, no communication, so they have no reality about each other, so they have no affinity. You know, they listen, and they were reminding me, the great leader, I'm sorry, or Biden or whomever, you know, Nixon or whomever, the great leader, without realizing it, all these guys are basically good as beings. All the presidents you've had, everyone, basically. But as they travel through time, they build layers of life, and they're looking through those without realizing it. So our leader thinks, you know, a couple of nations overseas are fighting because only two reasons. They don't have any scoop about each other, or there's a hidden third party to create it. Yeah, you get this little book here called by Hubbard, Scientology Ethics. Yeah, no, ethics and survival are used interchangeably. That's called a synonym. Different spelling, same old meaning, you know? Gosh, never learned much in school. I told you, not much book learning, but a couple words stick out. Roget's Thesaurus. Thesaurus is a book of synonyms, words that are spelled differently, but they mean the same thing. It's handy. It's handy. It's handy, yeah. Rogets, R-O-G-E-T-S. They pronounce it Roget. Roget. Yeah. So, people, nations, because they're apart, there's a vacuum. And by the way, I didn't know this. Hubbard pointed this out. And noticing that it's human nature to always dub in the worst. The wife and I at a party here at the White House, you know, the Eastern. Where did I see? No one there. No. Oh, no, it was Bush's house, the vice president's house. There was this guy. He didn't look very nice. He jams a microphone in my face, a little tape recorder. Get that out of here. What do you think I am? Huh? Come on, bug spray? What do you think I am? You know, but maybe he was okay. He just thought maybe I wasn't the right kind, right? I'm leaving out a name, but his road thereafter wasn't so good, was it? No. It wasn't Bush, it was someone at Bush's house. Well, he was the VP before he became president, the spring of '88. Yeah, I guess. The nations, people, it's human nature to always dub in the worst. When there's a vacuum, it's empty. It's human nature meaning the collected junk we carry unrealizedly. You see? Yeah, that's the thing, you see? We made this point. We're going to label a tape here. Mm-hmm. You can't get into Scientology. No. You don't get into Scientology. Ask Marianne. No. It gets you out of things you didn't know you're into. Yeah. If you want to, with the how-to and the can-do. You see? Yeah. Things that make a problem for you and you don't know they're there. They're long forgotten or they're buried. Get over it. Scientology, study of knowingness. Skio, knowingness, and in the fullest sense, ology, study of, like biology. Bio means life or living things. Ology, study of living things. Yeah. So guys, mainly we're clowning around here Saturday morning, the 12th of February. Again, because yesterday, I think it was, that the Biden people called Putin and said, Putin, my man, my dog, we're going to have a talk tomorrow. You know, Saturday. Putin said, God, at least give me Monday for your aggression. Tucker Carlson is not just good, not just great, not just smart. No, he's a genius. If you want to be around anymore. He dared to say in the nicest way, he's kind of a top guy on the Foxy Poo there, the warmonger Republican, the warmonger part of the Republicans. Trump was not a warmonger, by the way. Nah, you didn't really know Trump. But he unfortunately had some guys in the West Wing that steered him in the wrong direction. Then he got Biden elected. Yeah, interesting. Do you know that Trump was going to run on the Democrat ticket? I didn't know this. And have as his running mate Jesse Ventura. Remember the former governor of Minnesota, the SEAL? Yeah, the wrestler Jesse the Body. Yeah. And Jesse didn't want to do that particular thing, but no, it doesn't matter what ticket you run on, you are you. You'd sometimes have to pick one of those two, or maybe run as an independent. whichever way will help you. You have to run on a ticket, right? Trump was a libertarian. He was a disruptor, and it got a little out of hand. And here you are, yeah. So the management thing, back to the COVID, Fauci, a bright speak, but we've been locked down entering our third year. Biden didn't get us locked down. Someone during the Trump watch. Trump didn't want the management of this Fauci guy because that would lock things down, right? Yeah. Didn't want you to die, the virus would start. It's just, guys, you know what it is? It's the same thing as Camp David or this international city or our Congress. When they're together in Congress, they don't bring chains to park in the January 6th. They don't bring chainsaws, guns. You're not allowed to bring any weapons. No, you do it. I don't care if you got a permit to carry it. No metal objects get through the blinking machine there when you walk in. No. You do not carry guns in the Capitol. No, you do not. And it's peaceful. You think they argue and disagree, but they're not going to kill each other. And they sort things out. They used to. They're going to do it again. They are right now, right? In England, this formal British way, their parliament, they shout over each other. They interrupt each other. Yours is much saner and peaceful. Got out of that thing. Whoa, we're over here. We can gab a little. Empty a cup of mud. So the good news is, people, we brag? No. We told you what we can do? We told you what Biden and Putin will do today? No, we told you how you can do it. How? We reminded you in the other talks, you've done this. You do it and don't realize it. And of course, I understand that you realize you aren't doing it in that capacity. Oh, I got that. You consider that you can't. Okay. Because what you consider, what you decide becomes law for you. Thought precedes. Everything you do, you thought of, I'll do that. You think and then do, yeah. Thought precedes. What you decide becomes law for you. What you consider, It was Henry Ford who way back in the 1900s said something besides making cars. He said this very important thing. I got it from a reminder from this guy, Hubbard. But Henry Ford said it way back. He said, hey, whether you say that you can or you say that you can't, you're right. Whoa! So he thought he could, and he helped the auto industry. Yeah. You know what he did? He made manufacturing more efficient, right? No. You know what he was up to? So that the factory workers could also afford to buy cars. The cars were like $1,200, $1,300, $1,800 back then, the cars, right? He got it done for $5, and then finally $3. And it isn't junk. They were good cars. By making the making of them more efficient, the quality wasn't less good. No. He did that because he cared about the workers. Henry Ford, several people in one. Yeah, you can find that out too. What a guy. Maybe you are too. You can find out without being told all your stuff. Yeah. So anyway, here we are now, and this is the 12th of something, right? The 12th of this January, or Feb. This is the 12th of Feb, and we told you that the call had just begun, and we told you the results. And we are right, that you are right. If you thought of someone, they call. It's them. Don't know what you talked about, but we know you didn't use bodies. You can do that, all of your intentions. It's like prayers. Prayers are not nothing. They're you talking to someone, saying, I'm praying, I intend that you get well today. Mm-hmm. It could have affected them to change their mind and not be sick. We'll talk about being sick another time, you see? Yeah. So now the time is 12:08. See? 12:08. Just got that published. Saturday, February 12th, right? There it is. Yep. So no, they're not going to war. We told you before they're not going to war. And why? And the key is the most subtle, stupid, is so simple, it's stupid thing is Biden and Vladimir Putin are in calm. And they always do better when they're calm. Same with Trump. Whenever he got into calm with somebody, he got in calm with Kim Jong-un. Had the guy jumping up and down. That's what Trump was up to. No wars. Trump picked it up where Reagan and Gorbachev left off. They weren't there long enough, Gorby and Reagan, to get it done, right? So Trump picks it up. Hey, God, it's not bad, A lot of these people we heard bad things about did some good things. We'll be back soon, okay, people? This is part 1. We'll be back. There won't be any war. Wait till you hear the results of the talk. There's no war. Alrighty, it worked out. There you go. Bye.